What's up, YouTube? So Shaunie O'Neal, she just recently came out and said that she never really loved Shaquille O'Neal. And so that's what I want to talk about today on this video. I want to talk about Shaquille, and also I want to talk about Jeezy and Jeannie Ma, and also how, obviously, after their divorce, Shaunie is remarried to a pastor. So I want to talk about the black pastor in this video as well. But before we get started, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Channel has been growing. The last few videos have been pretty controversial, so go check those out. So let's go ahead and get into this. So Shaunie O'Neal says that she never really loved Shaquille O'Neal. And so I want to talk about this whole love and divorce thing. You know, I mean, a lot of times people, they go into these marriages with the idea, or you're supposed to go into a marriage with the idea of being together forever. But in today's times, that is really no longer the case. The likelihood of you getting divorced is well over 50%. And there was an attorney, he came out and said, you know, if you had, let's say, a 55% chance of, when you walk outside of your house, a bowling ball falling on your head, you at least put on a helmet.
You know, 53% of marriages end in divorce in New York State. So if I said to you there's a 53% chance that when you walk out the front door today, you're gonna get hit in the head with a bowling ball, you would either stay inside, or at a minimum, you would wear a helmet. You know, you buy a house, they make you fill out 50 forms explaining that you understand the lead paint disclosures, you understand the loan, you understand everything. You get married, you don't even get a pamphlet. You don't even get a piece of paper that says, oh, by the way, you just did the most legally significant thing other than dying you'll ever do. The fact that you're entering into this significant legal contract, but most people have zero idea what's actually involved in that contract and spend a lot more time figuring out what kind of cake we should have at the event, is a really strange thing.
Okay. And that's where we're at today with these marriages. Okay. Now, when Shaquille O'Neal met Shaunie, a lot of people don't know this, but she was already married with a kid. And so this is all allegedly, because I don't know them. So this is all alleged. But to my knowledge, she was married with a kid, and Shaquille wanted to be with her. That's fine. But what about her covenant of marriage? Well, obviously, we know that she ended up being with Shaquille O'Neal, and they eventually had more kids. So you got to understand, people, like, how you start a relationship is how you finish a relationship. And so during the course of Shaquille and Shaunie's marriage, she accused Shaquille O'Neal of cheating on her. And we all know that Shaquille O'Neal is a famous NBA player with tons of money. So he's going to have access to tons of women who want him because of who he is. Now, if he was broke, would they have wanted him? Who knows? But it's funny to me that Shaunie was disappointed at the fact that, you know, Shaquille O'Neal cheated on her. But you cheated on your first husband, allegedly. I don't really know. Maybe she didn't cheat on him. So I just find that interesting, because in all of these situations, when it comes to divorce, at the time of the divorce, the man becomes a villain. He's a cheater. He's a narcissist. He's all this. While the woman, she's the sweet angel. She's sugar and spice and everything nice. She never did anything wrong in the marriage. It's all on the man. Okay? And then what the man really has to do, he still has to take that on, no matter what she did in the marriage. But anyways, after years later, I started to hear things just on YouTube that Shaunie was involved in different things, allegedly, with different guys as well. That's all alleged, though. I really don't know. So anyways, so She comes out and says that she never really loved him. And I was just thinking about this. It's like these two individuals have been divorced for I don't know how long, but it's been years. And to come out after you're remarried, you're supposedly happy with this pastor, and say this about the guy, to me, I looked at it and it said, like, she's not really over Shaquille O'Neal. But maybe she is. I don't know. But I'm just saying, why would you come out and say anything about this guy when you should be living your best life with this pastor who's perfect? You know, he's the perfect man because he's a pastor or whatever. Why would you even like say anything about Shaquille O'Neal? He's giving you probably tens of millions of dollars, and you're living a lifestyle all because of him. But you still feel the need to come out and say this about the guy. To me, it's just unnecessary. And to me, it showed me that she's still obviously thinking about this guy. Okay, there's something still there, because you should be happily married with your perfect husband who goes to church every day, doesn't cheat on you, loves you, rubs your feet, and gets you flowers all the time. You shouldn't have any time to be worried about some man who's a philanderer and cheated on you and this bad person, which we know that's not true about Shaquille O'Neal. He is a man who was desired by a lot of women, and he fell into temptation. That does not make him a bad person, okay? So that's Shaquille O'Neal and Shaunie O'Neal. And so I'm going to touch on the black pastor here in just a second. But before I do that, I want to go into Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's situation that we've been hearing about. Another divorce after just 2 years of marriage. And it gets you thinking, like, man, this marriage thing, does it even mean anything anymore? Because it's like, once again, if I'm not happy, I'm just going to leave. You know, there's no type of fight in it. It's just like, okay, if it's not perfect, I'm just going to leave my marriage. But their divorce has become really messy and contentious, just like many divorces. They have a little girl, and there's reports that Jeannie Mai is not letting Jeezy see his daughter because she feels unsafe now. Now, Jeezy goes from a man who she decided to marry to this person that she's afraid of, that she doesn't feel comfortable having her daughter around, and she, I believe, allegedly is spreading rumors of abuse or sent out pictures saying that he abused her. Okay. Now, I want to touch on this abuse claim, because that's another common thing that we see in today's day and age when these women divorce these men. What they have to do is they have to go on a smear campaign. They have to triangulate all of the old friend circles to make her look like the good person, and he's the evil villain. Okay, it's the most common thing, and all of these guys are abusive now. He abused me. Now, if you're in a situation where you're being abused, you should go get help. I'm sure there's hotlines where you can call. But we have never, now obviously we know Jeezy's background, but in terms of abusing women, we have never really heard anything about that. But my own personal experience, one joke that I really say, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. One joke that I always say is, me as a law-abiding citizen, I didn't find myself in a courtroom until I fell in love with a woman. That's so funny to me, And then, I go my whole life, people know me, people like me. Oh, Aaron's a great guy. And then next thing I know, I'm this big bad villain. I'm like, damn, how did that happen? And so anyways, that's what's being done to Jeezy right now. Jeezy, from all of our knowledge, has just been a decent guy, I guess. He had his things when he was a young man, I guess, but he's a rapper, he's an entertainer, and that's how he makes his living. I haven't heard any reports of him abusing women. If you have, go ahead and go into the comment section. I want you guys to go into that comment section because I will communicate with you. I will respond to you. So that brings me to another point here where I want to go into this black pastor that Shaunie O'Neal, not him in particular, but Shaunie O'Neal married a pastor. So I want to talk about the black pastor in general. Okay, so I'm making a transition for everybody watching, okay, who wants to go in the comment section and say, how did he go from Shaunie O'Neal and Shaquille O'Neal to talk about a black pastor? Because that's what I want to do, and I'm going to a different subject. So anyways, this black pastor, there are females who they have delusions of grandeur, and they want to be a first lady. For status, they want to be a first lady of a church, because in the black church, the first lady is an important individual in the church. And that's great. So a lot of times these black pastors, they can use that to manipulate women that they want to sleep with no intention of making that woman a first lady of a church. He's probably telling that to 10 women at a time. But here's the thing that we don't talk about, that I'm going to talk about now. We can talk about it in the comment section. A lot of these black pastors are sexual deviants. You look at Eddie Long. Oh, you're making a generalization. Listen, it's my video. I'm going to talk about what I want. Okay. So we look at Eddie Long, and we all know what he ended up doing. And then even after he did that and it was exposed for what he was doing, they crowned him king. And I'll cut to that, and I'll show you where they crowned this fool king after the allegations came out.
He now is given the Constitution of God as a king. I give this to you, Bishop, as a sign of covenant, as a sign of release, as my sign of love for you. Amen. My brothers will come forth, 4 sons, representing the 4 corners of the earth. They'll raise him up right now. He now is raised up from a commoner to a kingship. Come on, raise it up.
So that this lets you see that there's like a demonic worship of man when you should be worshiping God. You shouldn't be worshiping this black pastor as if he's God. But what happens is these women look up in that pulpit and they see this black pastor and think that he's closer to God than the average black man. Oh, he's closer to God because he reads the Bible. He can talk to God. And any sane thinking person knows that that dude ain't no more closer to God than any other human on this earth. But due to the mental manipulation that happens in these churches, the woman looks up and says, oh, he's close to God. So he can sit down there and say, why don't you come to my office here and we can counsel and we can do a little Bible study. And then next thing you know, he got her bent over on the desk. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And so that's what I have to say about the black pastor. Now, Shaunie O'Neal is with a pastor. I don't know, his past. I think he was married before. But I'm talking about the black pastor in general, okay? And in my experience, that's what I have seen, okay? They're held up and they want to play like they're all, everything is right with them. They can do no wrong, and then they want to judge other people. They want to tell other people, you do this, you don't have sex before marriage. And then they're having sex with all types of women in the congregation. You don't have sex with, you don't covet another man's wife, and then they're having sex with another man's wife while a woman is still married. These are the things that goes on in these churches. So not only that, you also see these black pastors and they look a little suspect. They'll take selfies all day. They'll take photos with the duck lips. they'll put filters on their photos. And then next thing you'll know, another man, grown man, will come in and heart the picture. And it's like, that's strange, you know. Another grown man, not hitting the like button, but holding the like button down and sliding over to the heart section to heart another man's selfie. These are the things that these black pastors do. But once again, the woman, they'll look past that, because you'll look under his selfie that he posts. Go on, pastor. You looking good, pastor. All of these women worshiping this man, okay? Because they think he's elevated, because he supposedly knows the Bible. Now, he don't follow the Bible, but supposedly he knows it. So, okay? So, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm glad that you guys have been watching my videos. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to come back with another video, but I think I'm going to wrap it up for that. I'll see you guys in the comment section.